A year ago, we bought two premium yet accessible electric SUVs together, the Mercedes-Benz EQA versus the BMW iX1. Now that comparison was a surprising one because the EQA, it didn't have a lot of Mercedes-Benz traits, and the iX1, it was hands down more powerful and fun to drive, and it won the comparison by a nose. And I didn't expect to be back here again with the iX1 for another challenge by another unexpected rival. Now this one, it is going to get a run for its money by this new challenge, because this is the BMW iX1 long wheelbase, and it loses a motor but gains more cabin space with this longer wheelbase. And challenging it is this. This is the BYD Sealion 7. It solves a biggest problem that its sibling, the Seal, faced, which is the ground clearance and a tall girth. Now this one, it's here to steal the crown from the iX1, but can it do it? Let's find out in the course of this video. You're watching Car and Bike, I'm Bilal, but before we go ahead, do consider subscribing to the Car and Bike YouTube channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon as well so that you can be notified every time we bring out a new and informative video such as this one. Now we begin with the design and styling first, and look at both these cars and you'd notice that both of them, they take a very different approach to the way they look. Now the iX1, despite its longer wheelbase, it doesn't look disproportionate. Rather, it looks really handsome and sleek. On the other hand, the Sealion 7, it takes a coupe SUV styling and it doesn't look like an afterthought at all. In terms of pure numbers, the Sealion is bigger of the two, and it is apparent no matter which angle you look at both. The BYD also looks bulky compared to the sleeker and sharper looking BMW here. We know styling is a subjective matter, but where the iX1 is more conventional with a proper grille up front, sharp creases and 3D design for the tail lamp with 18-inch alloy wheels rounding off the styling, the Sealion is very unconventional. It has the Seal's much loved styling in a taller girth, sleek headlamps and connected tail lamps with a rake window line for that essential coupe-like look. Now if conventionality is what you're looking at, the iX1, it is the better bet. But in my opinion, the Sealion 7, it looks more fresh, it grabs more attention on the road, and it looks more worthy of its price tag, and it has my thumbs up in this comparison. These two cars, they're more like a hunky Gen Z meets a regular Joe millennial. But what's your opinion about the styling of these two cars? Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. Now after the exterior, we talk about the interior of both these cars, and the difference between the traditionality and modernity continues with the cabin as well. Now we start with the iX1, and getting inside you would notice that it follows a typical BMW trait. Now the space, it has a sense of space that is more than what you get in the Sealion 7, but once you spend more time with it, you'd realize that this is a very traditional BMW cabin. You have a seat which is tight hugging, it is firm, and it is narrower than what you get in the Sealion 7. This is not exactly a born EV, but you do get a floating center console. The dashboard is dominated by a curved screen. Now this curved screen, I have my complaints with it. The operating system, it could be better, because what you get is an unnecessarily complicated UX with a lot of icons inside it. Now the driver's display, it's still better by the modern standard. I really love the steering of the BMW iX1 because it gives you a more driver connect feel to it. Overall, the space inside the iX1 is slightly better, even more so in the second row, to which we'll get in some time. But I think the quality of plastic or material used here, it could have been better, especially once you jump in after the Sealion 7. Now let's take a look at the Sealion 7 and how that's like. Now immediately when you switch to the Sealion 7 from iX1, the feel over here is completely different. Firstly, this is an all-black cabin with silver inserts somewhere, but overall this feels like a more premium car. The quality of material, the materials used, and the fit and finish, it's usually of level that we associate with three German brands. In fact, of a high-end premium car costing almost 1 crore. That's how good the quality of material over here is. In fact, there's no hard plastic. In fact, the only hard plastic you would find is lower down the doors, and even that is not half too bad. Even the panel on the side is softly covered. The armrest, the plastic, and even the plastic here has a brushed aluminium type finish which feels very rich and premium. Then you come to the seats. They are large, comfortable. They don't have adjustable headrests, but they have a really good comfort overall, and I wouldn't mind spending long hours in these seats. Then we come to the touchscreen, and it has a rotating 15-inch touchscreen, which is a party piece. But more importantly, it is really large, and while driving I have to reach to the extreme top left. It feels a bit weird, and when in its vertical position, it does hamper your forward visibility as well. The interface, it's really nice. It's almost like a smartphone, but I think it could use a bit more simplicity. More simplicity can be used for the driver's display. It is a smaller display, but it has a lot of information thrown in. One look at it and I'm confused where to look at, which information to take in, and what exactly am I taking in after looking at the driver's display. So I simply look at the heads-up display. Also, you get a wireless charging pad of 50 watt capacity, which is also air cooled. So your wireless charging pad, it won't heat up your phone as much, and it will also charge up your phone pretty quickly. One of the best wireless charging pad I've ever encountered in any car till date. More importantly, you have a floating center console, so more space underneath as well. But overall, the quality, the feel, and the ambience here in the BYD's cabin, it's much more better than what you get in the iX1. Another thumbs up maybe, but how about the second row? Let's check it out. Now, while we have talked about the front row, it's essential to talk about the second row as well, and we start with the BYD once again. And over here, getting inside is fairly easy, and once you are inside, the space you get is pretty ample. The seats, they are large, comfortable. Once again, they have nice cushioning to them, and again, the feel and the quality of the material that's used all over here inside the second row, it's much more premium than you would expect at this price point. More importantly, you have a very large panoramic sunroof that extends all the way back, which also reminds me that this is a coupe SUV. Yeah, I completely forgot that this is a coupe SUV because that's how well executed the second row headroom over here is. More importantly, you won't find any hard plastic in the second row either. Everywhere you touch, it's soft and it feels premium. And the space, again, I won't be complaining, but how's the space in the iX1? Let's find out. And then we come to the second row of the iX1 long wheelbase, and let me tell you that despite having the long wheelbase in its name, the wheelbase that you get here in the iX1 is less than what you get in the Sealion 7. Now that isn't exactly translated over here because you do get a lot of leg room here in the second row, but the seat, they could have been better. They lack the under thigh support that you get ample of in the Sealion 7. When the backrest height and the backrest angle, it's not as wide as what you get in the Sealion. Overall, the plastic quality as well, as we had seen there, there's no plastic at all wherever you touch. But over here, you have hard plastic on the seat back, on the door pads, and overall, sitting here, it feels like I'm switching from a German car, which isn't exactly a German car, into a non-German car, which is exactly a German car. That's a bit of a twist in the tail right there. Overall, in this comparison, the Sealion 7, it has my thumbs up once again. And for the driving dynamics, let's start with the iX1. And let me tell you right at the start that the now discontinued iX1 had a dual motor setup, almost 500 horsepower, and it was hard hitting in its punches. Now this rather bigger iX1 with less power has mellowed down. It now makes half the power, and the acceleration is smooth and linear but not accelerating. You'd be disappointed if you drove the older all-wheel drive iX1 and switched to this one, as I am right now. But take this as itself, and for someone stepping into the world of luxury EVs, this iX1 is not half bad. There's good insulation inside the cabin, the controls are light and easy but feels like a proper BMW should, and the torque steer is decent as there's not a lot of horsepower to play with. And talking about a lot of horsepower, there's 500 of it in this dual motor BYD. At this point, I feel we should have gotten the single motor version of the Sealion 7 for this Comparo. Because the two-wheel drive version, it has 300 odd horsepower and 380 Newton meter. Its price is also spot on, but this one with a 4.5S badge at the back is around 5 lakh rupees more expensive. Anyway, if you have that 5 lakh you can spare, so let me tell you that this is the better bet of the two. The acceleration is not net snapping quick, but the way this rather heavy car picks up pace is mind-blowing. The controls are fabulous with a good combination of sedate and sporty driving. The ride quality on both the cars is on the stiffer side, but never to a point of being uncomfortable. Where the iX1 feels light, the Sealion's weight is felt at times. And as I mentioned earlier, the rear visibility is something that would need some getting used to. As for the ADAS, at almost the same price, the ADAS offered in the BYD is next generation. There's also driver's monitoring system which pops up a notification if the driver's eye is distracted from the road. And the cars around you are projected in 3D on your screen. The iX1 also offers some driver assist but nothing compared to the BYD. And as for the range and battery, what you get in the iX1 is a 66 kWh unit, which is less than what you get in the Sealion, which is almost 82 kWh. Now the claim range in the iX1 is 531 kilometers and in the Sealion 7 is 567 kilometers. In the real world condition, expect the iX1 to do between 430 to 450 kilometers and the Sealion should easily clock close to 500 if driven normally. And the BYD also has a V2V and V2L function which the iX1 doesn't offer. So at the end of the day, the BMW iX1 long wheelbase, it gets you a badge with a better brand value. You know that you're buying into a German brand with all its finesse and ignorances. Also, this is a BMW, so you know that it has a better driver's feel to it. It is more connected and doesn't feel like an electric car in the first place. It feels like you're driving a proper driver's car. Meanwhile, the BYD Sealion 7, it is the newer one around here. So it's trying to impress you by offering more. It offers more of everything, be it the tech, the features, the space, the practicality, and even inside and outside it looks more futuristic. So on paper, it offers more value compared to the iX1. However, the BYD, it needs to improve its sales and after-sales network here in India. Also, the brand perception needs to improve among the masses as well. But a car this good, I'm sure they will definitely do it. So all in all, the Sealion 7, it definitely takes the crown of this comparison. But what's your opinion about both these cars? And do you agree or don't agree with the points discussed throughout the course of this video? Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. And I hope you really liked this video, and if you did, do hit that like button and share this video with those who's looking to buy a premium luxury SUV and if they want an electric in their garage. And that's all from me in this video. This is Bilal signing off. Until next time.